Who am I? Who am I to the people? I have a kid now, like I said before. Honestly, it's just that fatherhood time. I haven't yet spent much more time with my son as I would want to. And he'll understand that as he gets older. If I can see, like, how can I change and how can I give my son more knowledge rather than luxury things, then I'm gonna do that. My father, though, is the one that really, he knows me best. He's seen me at my worst, he's seen me at my best, and he's gonna be the one that definitely is gonna tell me the things that I really need to focus on how can I beat this guy. I trust him with my life.
In the quiet before the noise, this fight begins long before the bell. Not in a ring, not under lights, but in the spaces where belief is tested and habits are stripped bare. Two fighters, two rhythms, moving toward the same night from opposite directions.
And I just want everyone to see that, my father didn't become trainer of the year just by luck. In 2020, we beat the most decorated fighter pound for pound during that time, Vasily Lomachenko. That was from him. He told me how the game plan had to go.
And he'll push him and he'll freaking just try dogging him. But he's trained for that. He's trained to keep on doing that every round. So when he spars, I tell him, okay, you could box. Yeah. You could box, but what's gonna happen when you can't box no more? You get tired of it and you feel that guy's weight.
Yeah.
Touch your body, go on top, and then you go on top. Good. Go. That head.
Concentrate.
You're doing things I can almost never do.
Teofimo Lopez has always lived in that dangerous space between confidence and rebellion. He's never been the kind of fighter who needs calm, order, or perfect conditions to shine. In fact, chaos has usually been the switch that unlocks his best performances. Disorder doesn't throw him off. It fuels him. And that's exactly why his preparation for Shakur Stevenson feels so compelling this time.
A lot of the times, I didn't want to go into the gym. I didn't, especially when I had to swim. That was painful. But it was the training, the work ethics that you have to put in between the miles of running and the depths of how you have to sacrifice your whole body in this. A lot of people don't understand, even to this day, how much we have to really do, how much we beat up our body.
So when he comes here, you go to the body. When he comes here, go to the body. Oh, beautiful.
He can't touch it, champ. He can't touch it.
But this camp is different. The noise hasn't distracted him. It's sharpened him. Behind closed doors, Teofimo has been focusing on the parts of his game that don't rely on adrenaline. Better range control, staying calm under pressure, and bringing structure to moments where he once relied on instinct alone.
You know who that is, right?
My father put me in with the top guys, professional fighters at 12, 13 years old. And that was something that I really enjoyed the most, because it was hard. I would cry, I would run away, I didn't like it. I would tell him this is not for me, I want to quit. And he would just, nope, no, you could do this. My father would flip it around sometimes and say, okay, you want to quit, we'll quit. And literally, I would stop for maybe a day or two and bug him, be like, hey, I want to go back in the gym. So I believe we had this connection, obviously, since birth.
This isn't about brute strength or explosive flashes anymore. It's about patience, timing, and understanding that against someone like Shakur, chances are limited. You can feel the responsibility in this preparation. Less talking to the crowd, more conversations with himself. Every session feels designed to answer one question. Can Teofimo stay disciplined when the fight slows down?
Camp, you gotta be serious and stuff. Yeah, that's to get focused on the fight, but gotta make it a fun camp. So, right now, I'm gonna blow my dad's ear.
In the study of ancient America. But it was wrong.
Cover me.
The old notion has been completely overturned. Fossilized human footprints have been found in the New Mexican desert.
I don't feel good, bro. Why you do that to me, bro? And you film that too, man? You better erase that
He knows Shakur thrives when opponents get frustrated. So the mission now is resisting that trap, learning how to attack without rushing. This isn't Teofimo chasing highlight reels. This is Teofimo trying to control the story. And that version is the most dangerous one.
Or even in camp. We're so focused at what's at task that we end up forgetting to have fun. We have a long week of training. Let's reward ourselves for that.
On the other side stands Shakur Stevenson, a fighter who's never needed chaos to find himself. Discipline has always been his natural state.
Today we're doing sparring breakfast. So we're gonna do a little mixed potato hash with some chicken, sausage, and some protein pancakes and some ancient grain sourdough. Ready.
Too mean, too slow. Too slow. Get out the way. It's all that matters. It's all that matters. If I'm Zach, I'm gonna keep walking to you and over there. He gotta catch me. It's only 3 runs.
Yeah, get ready. We need to be fit for that. Bring the smoke, buddy.
That dude ain't going up here. Looking right for me.
Yep, that's the body. Yep, that's that body. July 12th, demolishment. We're gonna demolish it. The guy's way too slow. Shakur's too sharp, too fast, too strong.
Where Teofimo is learning balance, Shakur is eliminating everything unnecessary. His preparation has been quiet, deliberate, almost surgical, built around repetition, precision, and decision-making under fatigue. He isn't reinventing himself. He's refining what already makes him lethal. Distance control, balance, accuracy, and mental stillness no matter what's happening around him.
There we go. There we go. Left 15, all the way down.
Tweaking today.
Yeah, that's that prep. That's so what you already been doing.
Yeah.
They got it.
We'll see that.
That's good.
I feel great. Sprints kind of be getting me right, get my conditioning right. Sometimes in a fight could turn into a sprint.
Shakur trains like someone who expects problems, not surprises. He's preparing for Teofimo's bursts, the crowd reactions, the momentum shifts, and his goal is staying steady through it all. He doesn't rush exchanges. He doesn't confuse movement with control. Everything is about efficiency, creating mistakes without creating chaos. Shakur knows this fight won't be won with emotion or volume. It'll be won in the quiet moments, where placement beats power, and composure beats impulse. He's not training to prove anything. He's training to execute.
Big fight coming up. I heard you was the one that wanted to fight, right?
Yeah. I actually set this fight up. And I honestly did it because I wanted to push myself. I know that Teo is a tremendous fighter. I know he's on an extremely high level. And I feel like, well, I know that I can beat him, but I know that this should be a tough test, so I'm ready.
Who were some of the other options you had?
Lamar Roach.
That would have been a real good fight, man. But I mean, Teo, he's a bigger name, though, so I see why you went with him.
Yeah, bigger name, and also he got the more accolades. He's been undisputed before. He's won belts at 35, won belts at 30, at 40. So he's more accomplished. So I know that will be a better name on my resume.
And while Shakur is perfecting calm precision, Teofimo is doing something just as revealing in his own way. Listening to him speak, you don't hear someone trying to convince the public. You hear someone reminding himself. He's not selling confidence. He's defending territory. When he says Shakur can't take what he's sacrificed for, that's not promo talk. That's identity. The references to Roy Jones Jr., Henry Armstrong, the gaming metaphors, all of it shows curiosity, not ego. Teofimo knows raw talent won't be enough here. He's searching for nuance, deception, timing, the things that don't go viral but decide rounds.
Well, you know, I think at certain points in your career, right, you have to realize that you don't know everything, right? And sometimes you have those, like the likes of Roy Jones Jr., who was arguably the best fighter in the 90s, even the early 2000s. And for him to want to, help me in some sense, maybe there's something that I'm not possibly there yet with that he could possibly add to my arsenal, and I would love to see more. I would love to learn more. That's like some type of mentor.
What stands out most is his honesty. Admitting he doesn't have all the answers isn't weakness, it's growth. When he talks about mindset, trust, and purpose, you can hear how deeply this fight ties into a sense of legacy. He's not trying to out-talk Shakur. He's trying to out-believe him. Even the way he handles the boring label is smart. He doesn't deny it. He embraces it, and says he's here to disrupt it. That's classic Teofimo. He doesn't avoid narratives. He confronts them head-on.
What's it like seeing him now kind of face-to-face? When you look at him, what do you see? Because obviously you're not locked in just yet, and the closer it gets to a fight, obviously things turn a little bit. But when you do look at Shakur, what do you think of him?
I think, I don't think too much of it. I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it. I've bled for this. And I'm not taking nothing from him, but I just believe that what's gonna happen next is for destiny in the boxing ring to decide.
Then the tone shifts when Shane Mosley steps in, and suddenly it's real. When a legend like Mosley calls this a true 50-50, that's not fence sitting. That's respect. He strips it down to one question. Who enforces their game first? That's the real pressure. Shakur wants control, silence, calculated dominance. Teofimo wants disruption, speed, power, sudden shifts that break rhythm. And Mosley reminding people that Teofimo has already solved elite puzzles before matters. Lomachenko wasn't luck. It was execution.
I think you're going to need a couple of rounds, but the first round is going to be very interesting. Maybe you see some tails, but I think maybe 2 or 3 you're going to start seeing one leave the other. Because I don't think that, Shakur might show some different, if he has to go after Teofimo, he might show some different type of heart that we haven't seen or different type of fighting we haven't seen. And vice versa, whereas Teofimo's hitting him with different shots off the angle that is kind of giving, Shakur Stevenson trouble. We'll see about that.
Mosley's take on the weight jump is grounded too. Not fear, not hype, just observation. He points out that the early rounds will be about reading, but by rounds 2 or 3, someone's influence will take over. Either Shakur starts quietly separating with precision, or Teofimo lands one of those awkward momentum-changing shots. And when Mosley says he's grabbing snacks instead of making predictions, that tells you everything. This fight isn't about being right. It's about witnessing something real.
I think people overlook of Teofimo is he can box when he wants to. Like, he's shown he has a slick style too when he wants to do that.
When he wants to do that. So if you have a slick style and you got power and you got the speed too, and you're fighting at 140. So let's see. I don't know if Shakur Stevenson is going to get slower moving up in weight or not, where Teofimo can hit him. Maybe he was really fast at 130, 26-30, maybe 35, but 40, you put on a little bit more weight. I think that he holds the weight probably really, really good, but you just don't know.
Then Wade Plemon adds another layer, and now it's about purpose. This isn't just a good fight. It's a necessary one. Two elite fighters in their prime, not hiding, not delaying, not protecting records, just meeting when it matters. Wade's excitement feels genuine because this represents what boxing should be. Shakur isn't here to entertain casually. He's here to control space and pride. Teofimo isn't here to survive rounds. He's here to prove his belief isn't just noise.
That Teofimo's delusional, Shakur has that same delusion. It's what propels both of them to the highest degree. Now, here was them facing off a couple of months ago, I think, at this point. And this is what I was talking about. Shakur is in stature the bigger guy, which is crazy because he fights at the lower weight. He is a bit more skinny, obviously, but now he's coming up to 140, and it feels like Teofimo Lopez can't go much bigger than 140. Like, I've heard him talk about going to 147. That would be the highest I would think Teo should go, but here's their face-off.
Real quick, Izzy, you should be in the middle. I know I'm there.
Yeah.
There you go.
He going to smile.
Like, these dudes don't hate each other, and you don't necessarily have to. There are certain fights where that level of venom is needed, and it's...
What makes Wade's perspective hit is its honesty. No promises of knockouts. No fake drama. This is a high-level chess match with consequences. Shakur's style is quiet domination, making you miss, making you doubt, winning while you're still searching for answers. Teofimo's danger lies in his ability to choose when to explode. When he commits, small mistakes turn into massive moments. And yes, Shakur is undefeated while Teofimo has tasted loss. But that's context, not criticism. It means both men have something to answer.
Realistically go between Shakur and Teo because they're both very technical. Both guys understand the sweet science and fight very smart. No one takes a ton of risks. Teo does have a bit more pop in his shots and can put you down, but if you take the risk of making a massive mistake versus a guy like Shakur, then Shakur will outbox you, outclass you, and take you into deep water. So we'll see. Stylistically, we'll see how this thing goes because I don't see a super over-aggressive Teofimo Lopez. I don't see that. I don't see Shakur getting too out of pocket with him either, but we will have, I think, a very, very high-skill, high-level boxing match.
I'll be honest. I'm going to be real honest. He was a lot better.
Then Lonnie B enters, and the conversation turns physical. This isn't theory anymore. This is someone who's felt the gloves, seen the sparring, lived the environment. His description of Teofimo's power isn't hype. It's memory. The kind that makes you question what just happened in training. And his take on Shakur is just as telling. So precise, so clean. People don't even realize how special it is in real time. The Roy Jones comparison fits because that's how history treats fighters like this.
And Shakur is phenomenal. I mean, he's just phenomenal. Excellent boxer. Cat-like reflexes. Sharpshooter. Knows what he's doing in there. Great ring generalship. Know when to use his jab. I mean, Shakur is... He's so good that it might be to a default. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. You got somebody like Roy Jones, who was so good that he ain't fighting nobody. These guys are number ones. And it's just that he's so good, he make these guys look like nobody. So they say, oh, well, he ain't fought nobody. Why come he just can't be that good? Because Teo, he's one of those guys, once he touch some skin, that get him going, get him warmed up. Like, okay, he gets more brave. Like, okay. The wheels start going, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. And you can see him putting the
when he's in the zone, it's almost impossible to stop it because
there we go.
He's tapping his back of his heel and he's setting up different traps and his confidence is like the key factor of his fight, right?
There we go.
If his confidence is here,
You can almost kiss the fight goodbye. So Shakur has to rip his confidence from the second the fight starts and keep it that way, because if not,
there we go. He got to keep that gas tank on.